are listening to the Starter Girls podcast with Jennifer Loading. Whether you are starting a project, starting a business, starting a brand, or starting a movement, we are here to talk about it. And I am super excited to welcome Sloane Ketcham onto the show. Hey there. I want to tell our listeners a little bit about you before we get started so that they can get a little background on you, and then we're going to jump right into this stuff. Over the past 10 years, Sloane has chased her dreams with reckless abandon and has been able to build a brand, business, and a life that she's totally proud of. She's gone from a teen mom to a multifaceted business tycoon, best-selling author, professional speaker, and international coach. Over the years, she's had the opportunity to be featured on numerous podcasts, virtual summits, in live person events, and more. She says that there's truly nothing that she loves more than a really great collaboration through the power of story. She's raw, real, and authentic. She believes in giving people practical action steps, no fluff, no BS kind of talk. So I want to welcome Sloane Ketcham to the show. I love your bio, by the way. There's like so much there. I had to like pull all the stuff out because I'm like, I love the real, the raw. And I even saw something on there. Here it is. She says, she's the person that will let you know you have a piece of lettuce stuck in your teeth. I'm like, I was reading that today and I'm like, oh my gosh, I like her. So, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to just like sit back and chat and conversate with you and all of y'all's out there as well. This is just going to be so much fun. I love your energy and I am just so grateful to be here with you.
Energy. I think you do too. So I think we're like a match.
We are.
Like when I meet people, I'm always like, if somebody can like tap me out on the energy meter, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. I love it. So we're going to have fun.
No, it's good. Yes, yes.
So here's what I want to do. I want to talk about all this great stuff you got going on because I kind of did a brief on your bio because I wanted to get you on here right away. So here's what I want you to do. Tell us a little bit about, because you and I talked outside of this podcast, but our listeners are going to be listening to this and they're going to want to know what makes Sloane unique and all this good stuff. And I'm a big believer in stories. Like nothing sells more than a story, right? So tell us a little bit about how this all developed for you, like how you ended up where you are today. I want to know this.
Oh my gosh. Story is my passion, right? So I'm a firm believer, just like you. Story is, I mean, we all have one. So how did this all start? Man, Jen, I was a 16-year-old girl with a baby in my belly. I got pregnant when I was very young. I was running the streets, doing all the things that I probably shouldn't be doing, right? And from that moment on, I had to grow up really fast. I had to make some pretty hard decisions. But I realized very young that for some reason that like whatever I was going through in that moment, right, that circumstance that I was in, that it was not, I wasn't going to let it define me. I wasn't going to let that become my future. So there are some things that motivate folks, like, you know, a new pair of shoes or something positive. For me, from when I was really young, it was like that like, tell me I can't do something and then watch me roar. Like if that's all I need. Just tell me that you don't think I can do it. And then I'm going to show you how I can. And honestly, I realized that I had that kind of fire in me when I was holding my little guy in my arms in the hospital. You know, 16 years old was the first self-realization that I had when I looked at everybody else around me and they were looking at me with these sad eyes and like, oh my goodness. And I gotta say, like, and I know maybe there's some girls out there too, right? And just like you, like I was actually, even though I was getting in trouble and doing all the wrong things, I was always an overachiever. Like I was like a 4.250 student, right? Just, you know, split between two different worlds sometimes. Right. So anyways, long story short, that's where the fire was born in me at that very young age. And I realized that like there was something different because I saw the eyes of the adults around me and the nurses and stuff kind of looking at me like, oh, this poor girl, what is she going to do? And that's when I realized like, oh yeah, what am I going to do? Like I have an opportunity here. I have a choice. Right. I can either believe what's in their eyes or I can decide that I'm not going to. Now, did I know exactly what that looked like when I was 16 and like where I would be today? Oh, 100% not. I was just trying to like figure out how I was going to buy diapers the next day, you know? But I knew that there had to be something more. And so from that day forward, I just kept on pursuing that. And it's led me down all kinds of roads to graduating from college, like getting a scholarship, basically hashtag proving them wrong. And then ultimately realizing that like college wasn't for me because I was different than other people, and going into business and entrepreneurship. And I did anything from like I cleaned houses, like owned a cleaning business, scaled that up, let that go, moved on to opening like boutiques, retail boutiques, because that's what every girl wants to do. I say it was like the best dressed time of my life. And, all the way into like all the things, sales, network marketing, this and that. And my passion really, as I matured, really turned into helping other women to find their calling, to pursue their passion, ultimately to turn their pain into whatever their purpose is. And that's where I find myself today, really blessed and able to do that on the day to day. So yeah, there's the,
I love it.
There's the synopsis.
What was that hashtag again? What was it? The hashtag?
I don't know. We got a hashtag that prove them wrong.
I love the hashtag. Gosh. We should start putting that on everything. Prove them wrong. That's the hashtag, right? Maybe I should start putting that on the podcast. Prove them wrong.
Yes. Do it. Yes.
Right? It's so
yes.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I was laughing at this because, my mom used to talk about this with me. It's like very few people, I shouldn't say very few. You meet people in your life but I always feel like there are very few people that are motivated in that way. And that's exactly the way I am. My mom used to always tell me, she'd like use this reverse psychology. She'd say, if I told you couldn't do something, you would do it. I'm like, that's messed up. Like, that's just wrong.
True.
But that would be the thing that would infuriate me and just like fire me. And it's so funny because even now as an adult, it's like the minute somebody says to me, you can't do something, I'm like, you just told me I can't do that. That was a mistake. A big mistake.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you told me I can't. Now you just better watch out because I'm going to like try to prove you wrong. Hashtag prove you wrong.
Hashtag prove me wrong.
I love it. And I love your story. So you have a book, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness, you guys. So I just wrote this book. It's called Beautiful Girl, You Can Do Hard Things, How to Turn Your Pain into Purpose and Pursue the Calling of Your Life. And this really is 9 quick chapters of a really simple process that I went through. Lots of story in here. And honestly, I just show you how I messed up a lot. And then you can go ahead and learn from all my fail forward moments so that you don't have to do it too. Truthfully, though, I wrote this for my daughter. I dedicated it to her. And I just really wanted her to know that, that girl, you can do hard things. You can do all the things. And here's how. And I think I call this book like the unself-help book because I'm not promising you a proven plan. So I really believe that we all create our own plan, right? Like you and I, like we are so similar. And ultimately, I do believe that like we all are so much more similar than we are different, right? But we each are going to have to figure it out on our own along the way, but we can learn from each other and we can stand on shoulders of giants. And that's what I did. That's what got me here. Some brave women let me step on their shoulders, right? Helped to pave the way for me and some guys too, some men, some strong men, mentor shoulders. I had to, let's not lie. But I wanted my daughter to know and just the young girls to know and that, that you can find your way. You'll find your way. Out of all the things.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. That's why I said in the beginning, the stories sell. But I do think it's interesting that, you look at people and there are people that go through life and things just kind of, you feel like they kind of go smooth. And then there's the people that just have to I feel like go through all these lessons, but here's the thing in those lessons.
Yeah.
Here's the beauty. Yeah. When you come out on the other side of those lessons, you're like a rock star. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you come on the other side of that, you have walked through some stuff. You have power. You've gained knowledge. And that's the thing I think as a parent, I look at my kids now and they don't make the same, mistakes that I made. And I hope that they never do. But it's so crazy because you watch them and you're like, okay, I'm looking at that and I'm going, we're not going down that road. We're not going to do that. But I think there's power in all of that. I think you have to create your own story, and they are different. And I'm kind of a sucker for when I hear people that have walked things hard, because I know that life and, and like I said, but you come out on the other side, and that's where you can lead people and mentor and influence and show people, hey, here's what I did. Yeah. Here's what happened. Here's what I did to get through that. And you give people hope. I love that. So, so you're coaching. Yeah. Am I correct? You're doing coaching, working with women, and you're speaking and, doing a lot of that good stuff.
Doing all the things.
Yeah. So what's the big, I guess we're obviously we can't do a lot of live events and stuff. So what's the next big thing that's happening for you right now?
You know what? I just did a couple virtual summits over the last week, and that's been a blast. And I am about to continue to do more. Actually, I've got a couple more on the books, and it's just been really fun to just to get to know different audiences as well, right? So what's been happening in this virtual space has been really, really cool. It's also a reminder that I can't wait to get in the real room with real people. Right. But it's also, it's been really cool. It's been really fun. Tons of podcasts. And that's also another thing too, like seeing what you're doing, the creativity and just the commitment and the consistency that you have with this show. It's like, it's so good. It's just such a reminder that even though the times are like this, right, that we can do hard things, and in this time, this is where leaders will stand up and rise and keep on talking and keep on building community and keep on making offers and keep on saying, hey, let's go. Yeah. And I think that's important. So thank you.
Thank you,
sister.
Thank you, sister. No, and I think it's so true. You're right. It's there's I guess, birth of creativity right now, because we're having to do different things. Yes. We've had to do hard things. One of the things I will tell you and this is crazy, because when I came out on the other side, I told you a little bit about my nerve condition and how that kind of impacted my life for 4 years. And when I came out on the other side of that, I swore that I never wanted to feel that emotion that I had felt during that time, because for me, I felt like a very low point in my life. It was very hard. And I equated this, the way I put this is that I could never see past the day. Like when you were talking about the diapers earlier, I could only see in the moment for the day. I didn't know that I was going to survive the next day. I didn't know how the next day looked. I only could survive in the moment. Well, when we came into this Corona, whatever you want to call it, the first 2 weeks, that emotion for me was the exact same emotion that I had felt going through that crisis in my life. It was all of a sudden because when you're going through a crisis, you feel out of control, right? Like that's the thing is your happiness goes away when you feel out of control. And I felt completely helpless during that time. And then when we had this event happen, I felt that out of control feeling again. And so for me, I had to go to work. That's why I kept the podcast going, why I kept everything. Because I'm not one to sit around and complain and become a victim. I have to go to work. And so I think the neat thing is that, yes, those of us that are like that creativity is coming forward. We've had to navigate. You learn to do what you got to do. You survive, right? You become a survivor. Yeah. And that's what I think is so great about you. I love that. You become a survivor. You just do what you got to do in times of hard times,
Gosh, so good. What you said there, I just got all the hair stood up. It was like a combination of, the self-work, right? Yeah. You knew that you had to do the work, and the work for you was showing up. That's major. Hey, I've held a mirror up to myself for a while. You've done the work. Yeah. And I think that's what I see right now in, I say the cream rises to the top. Let's have the real the cream, right? We can dream all day and say, we want to do this or we want to do that. And then when stuff gets hard, like it is right now, it triggers us in all different kinds of ways, like it did with you. Yeah. But instead of saying, hey, I'm going to sit back, or whatever, I'm going to sink into this, you were like, no, I'm going to do the work. I have to continue to do the work. And I think that's a strong message have and to put out there, because we need that reminder that sometimes you do have to just get up and do the things. You got to get up and do the work. So, oh my 100%. Gosh, I love it. Yes.
You got to
do we speak the same language?
Yes. Sometimes you just got to do the things you don't want to do. You just do them anyways. I was talking about that. I don't know if I've said this on a show before, but I always joke about this because I work out like every single day. And I put a post up today on Facebook about running, how, the hardest part sometimes is finding the time and the dread of it, just getting out the door, right? But a funny story, this was a while back, I was going into the gym and I just remembered there was this personal trainer and he kept seeing me every time I would come in there, and he was at the desk one day and he was like, "So what are your fitness goals?" And I'm like, "Fitness goals, dude, I've run marathons. What are my fitness goals? I'm just working out." So I said to him, it was so funny because I'm like, "You're kind of talking to the wrong person about this." So I said, "Well, you know how every morning you get up and you brush your teeth? Like you do that every day. That's kind of how I think of working out." I do it anyways, even when I don't want to. I just do it.
Oh, that's so good. So,
yeah.
Yes.
That's why we do the things we do, though really it's, I always say that the payoff is greater than the excuse. And, I'm much more of the type of person, you probably are the same way, that I would rather not have the regret, just do the work, get through it, than have that regret all day. Like have that pain, right?
Yes.
Sucked all day, right?
So true.
So that's how I love that about you. That's why we were connected, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Who would you say, because you talked about your mentors earlier, who would you say has been your greatest influencers over the years? Like who's been that, I guess maybe one or two person, in your life that you feel like, hey, this has just helped me become the person I am today?
That's a great question. I'm going to, I write in the book, the very last chapter about this guy. I don't know if you heard of him. His name is Les Brown.
I do know Les Brown. Yes, I do. I've been in network marketing long enough to know who he is. Yes. Are you? Yes.
Yeah. And I was at a convention where I saw him for the first time. So I was in my early 20s and I didn't even know why I was at this thing, right? Like no clue why I'm at this thing. And he, of course, is coming in to land the plane. Have no idea who he is. My hair keeps getting caught in my finger. Sorry. And so he takes the stage. I won't get into all the details. You can get the book. He takes the stage and he just goes into the things, all the things. Mind you, there have been 3 days prior already with all the people, right? All the other speakers came in, but Les came in with something completely different. I remember, I'll never forget his talk. It was about raising the temperature in the room. And it wasn't so much about what Les was doing, so to speak. A lot of it was I was seeing for the first time, I'm a small town Hawaiian girl. My town legit has 3,700 people. Try to run away from this place. And then I could not find anywhere else like home. So here I am raising my kids, right? And so I really was this was the farthest that I had been away from the islands. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching Les, and what I'm thinking is, I've never seen this before. What is happening? And instead of really getting caught up on a lot of what he was saying, although I was taking it in, I was looking around the stadium and I was feeling all the emotion of the people. And I was watching them stand up and hoot and holler and, and all the things and the sparkle in their eyes. And Les, he just kept on going. And I thought, well, I've never seen that before. I've never wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever I love my Asian mom wanted me to be growing up. I can say that because I'm Asian. Sorry. Anyways, I saw Les and I was I think that's it. I think I found that my thing, that's what I'm supposed to do. And then immediately felt who do I think I am? Really? Sloane, who do you think you are? All of that came in. And then I remember watching everybody, the confetti fell. That's my favorite part, when the confetti falls. The confetti just fell from the sky. And I was yes. And I remember just thinking, oh, okay. And that was the beginning. So that was more than 10 years ago. It was a really, really long time. And that's when I was well, whatever that is, I have to figure that out. And so I've unpacked that and unraveled it in multiple different ways. But so inadvertently, I think Les was and you know what? I went to that conference. It was like, I slept on the floor with my girlfriend. She let me sleep on our hotel floor. I legit put $20 in my pocket. Actually, I didn't put it in my pocket. I was at the airport and I found it in my pocket.
Oh, wow.
Like, you cannot make this.
No.
And I was so grateful that the hotel had a free continental breakfast, and that I had older friends that had some money that I could mooch off of. So I basically went there for free, and because they wanted to recruit me into their thing, right? And little did they know that was like the path of to where I am today. So Les was a free mentor that I owe my old and he was probably one of the first. And then over the years, you know, all the people that we've probably come to know and love. I think books are great mentors. Yeah. So I've read so many books. I made a commitment from probably a couple years after that I'd read like a book a month, because someone told me like readers are leaders. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's what I am.
Reading's so powerful. I just read.
Yes.
I was thinking about your event, though, because it's so funny, because having been in that network marketing space like you were in, I was in it for a very long time. And so, oh my goodness, I have been to so many events like that. And, you know, we used to always talk about kind of one of the sayings we would say, you know, those who show up, go up. And so, you know, I never, for the longest time, didn't really understand the power of that. But there's something magical about, I mean, when you're at home in your space and you're listening to something, I mean, that's better than not listening to anything. I agree, because again, it's whatever you're putting into your head every day that's impacting who you are as a person. Like, whatever, are you listening to the news, or are you listening 100%. To positive material, right? That's why I stay off the news. But there's so much more power in being at those events. And so when you were like describing all that, I'm like, yes, I know. I'm visualizing all of this, you know, like that energy and just you watch these people and they're just powerful. They're powerful. And yes, Les Brown is great. I know who he is. He's great. He's great. That is so awesome. So, I was like, where am I doing my notes for you? Because like I had different notes for you. I'm like, I don't even know where I had them for you. What is
girl, throw those notes away. That's what happens when you just
I had specific questions I wanted to ask you. So your book is out already. Did you do an official launch with with it? You did? Awesome.
Yes. Yep. The book is launched. It was a bestseller, multiple different categories. And we did a good thing. So it's fine. It's been out, and it's so great to just get it out into the world. I tell you what, if you've got a dream to write a book, please just do it and then get it out. Right. It feels good.
And for you, that's kind of like your business card. It's like, it gives you that credibility and just really it's your story, you know? So I'm looking at it right there. Yeah. It's awesome. It's beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So I want to ask you some fun questions. We got to talk a little bit about what you're doing. And I'm going to have you sum all this up in a few minutes, but I want to get to some fun. And I did not send you these, but I know you're going to be fine. So, okay. So what do you like to do for fun when you're not speaking and doing your coaching and your podcast and writing books? And what's the fun stuff?
Oh my gosh.
What's the Sloane stuff?
You know what it is? Laying still.
Yeah.
I will walk on the beach. I will lay on the beach.
I'm
it's
excited.
Just relaxing.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't have a beach by me, Sloane. There's no beach right here.
You gotta come. We're go paddleboarding.
Yeah.
You gotta come.
Like,
okay, well, you come here.
Beach.
Listen, I feel like you need to have a Starter Girls live event in Hawaii. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
We need to come to Hawaii and we will do a live event there. That would be like so much fun.
Yes.
Not? Be like, what are we doing?
That'd be epic.
Live. We're on the beach today in Hawaii. We probably have so many views just looking at the beach. People in Dallas, we don't get that here, you know? I used to laugh because I grew up in Houston, and Galveston was like 55 miles. Nobody likes Galveston, but you know, that's the closest beach that you have. You go to Galveston. So my kids, you know, like I grew up, I had an uncle that lived down there. So I would spend summers down there. Well, my kids had been to Galveston maybe a handful of times. We moved to Dallas in 2004. It was kind of funny because we would be like, hey, you want to go to Galveston? And they would get excited. Like they were excited because we never get to go to the beach, right? There's nothing here. So I love that.
Yeah.
Laying still on the beach is nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes.
So, are you a morning or night person?
Oh, I am. Oh my gosh. Okay. You're asking me this at a time. let me preface this. You're asking me this at a time in my life where everything is so busy.
Yeah.
I have never been, I don't know about you. So I'm a morning and a night. I am waking up.
Yeah.
I'm just up I'm just waking up at like, there's the truth. You want to do the things you have to do the time.
Right.
So I'm up early, at least by 5. And then I will continue to work after the kids are down until I have to put myself to bed.
Hey, well, that
It's a
means
thing.
you're enjoying what you're doing. Yeah. I mean, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about this
true.
in the show I just did right before yours. And it's like, that saying where when you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. You get passionate about it. You just do it. I do the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like sometimes
so
I go in there at night and I'm staring at, like I got to figure out what's the next thing I'm doing tomorrow. And I can't even think straight. And I'm like, just close the book, like close the notepad, write it down, get out of it. My eyes start getting glazed
so
over.
True.
Totally. Like check out, let it go. It'll be there tomorrow. Totally. It's gonna be there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. That's awesome. I love it. All right, so cat or dog person?
Oh, fun. I have both.
You have both? I do too.
Both. Huh?
I have both too.
I've got both. I've got Max. I call him Max is my emotional support animal. And then my dog, and then Boomer he's actually the king of the yard. So he just runs the streets. Max and Boomer. Yeah.
I love it. Is that the cat? Are those both dogs? You have a cat?
Is a cat and a dog.
Okay. Which one's the cat?
Boomer.
Boomer. Okay. So Boomer, Max, they run the yard.
Pretty much.
Dog. Hey, this is a funny story. So I have a pit bull and his name is Crow. He's a rescue. And when we first got him, he was a bait dog, so he doesn't like humans. He didn't like cats. Like he hears something squeaky, go nuts.
Poor guy.
It's so funny because we've kind of been detoxing him over the years. So here's the funny thing now. He doesn't care about the cats because he can't catch up. So we have this one cat that walks under his legs when he's standing to mess. Like I swear, I think she's messing with him. And then he'll try to turn around like he's going to get her. And I'm like, dude, you're not going anywhere. You can't.
Oh,
but it's the funniest thing. So it's like they have this like little, I don't know, this cat's just sneaky, Like she's just like, I'm going to go mess. She'll walk right by him. She jumps off the bed, like right next to him. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't get it.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that's why I was laughing when you said they run the yard. Like, which one's the cat? Which one's the dog? All right. So what's your favorite food?
Oh, spaghetti, hands down.
Spaghetti.
I'm a pasta. I know. I'm a carbohydrate.
Do they eat
spaghetti, girl?
Spaghetti in Hawaii?
I do. I do. I eat all the spaghetti. Ask all my friends. Spaghetti. If we go anywhere, I'm like, do they have spaghetti there? I don't know what it is.
You're
it's crazy.
Surf spaghetti and I'll be your friend. I heard you get to make
and wine.
I do low carb. So if I do spaghetti, I can do the meat and stuff, but I'll probably put it like on zucchini noodles or something. So
that's nice.
Pasta. All right. What were you going to say?
It's probably good. I was going to say it's probably a good idea. And there was a moment in time where I was trying to not eat pasta. Yeah. And so I did like these yam noodles.
Yeah.
They're like they're like no carb Japanese yam noodles. Leave it up to Hawaii to have stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were actually pretty good. Like they did the trick. Yeah, look for it.
I'll have to look that up. All right. This might be kind of a silly question. Summer or winter?
Oh, summer.
Do y'all even have winter? Does it even get cold in Hawaii at all? I was going to say.
No.
Do you even know what winter is like? Like when you came down for this event, was it cold?
No, it wasn't. I would imagine it's a little worse than my air conditioner. I know. I get no sympathy. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm wearing a sweater right now because I have to be like kind of, cute, right? Because I'm on your show. So I dressed up for you. I put this sweater on. So then I had to put my AC on for like 20 minutes before that at like 60 degrees. So it could cool everything down. And then I feel cold. I'm like, oh, this is chilly. Well,
we don't get very cold in Dallas either. I mean, like I'm the same way. If it's 60 degrees outside, I'm cold. So I got to ask you this question before I finish this up really quick. What's the temperature like there? Like, what's the coolest and the hottest it gets there? Because I've never been. I'm like curious.
Well, you're gonna feel it when you come for your live event.
Exactly, but you gotta get me prepared.
Okay, so it gets like 85.
Okay. That's not bad.
85. It's not bad. And then the lowest it'll get is maybe 65 in certain parts of the island in the early morning.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's horrible.
We're like the other day, I'm sitting somewhere and I'm like, it's 92 degrees today. That's kind of cool. That's good. That's not bad. It'll be 105 by the time summer rolls around, you know? So no, I'm loving those temperatures. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm a summer. So like if it gets, just a little chilly, like I'm running around with a jacket on, I'm freezing because it's like, I just don't like cold at all. I don't like it. All right. So my last fun question for you. If you could be any character that you want, any character for the day, what would you choose?
Any character for the day that I wanted.
It can be any Sloane character.
Would I choose? Well, immediately now I'm going to share with you my process. So immediately I'm going through like all the superheroes, right? I'm like, would I be her? Oh, that's lame. Like fully having to like judge myself right now. I don't know what I want to fly, what I want to do. Gosh, that's so interesting. What I would want to do? I would actually want to be my own superhero.
I like it.
And I would be, it was a superhero, right? You asked me?
Yeah, character. It can be whatever you want it to
be.
Character? You're making it up, it's Sloane's character.
So isn't that interesting? Because immediately I went to superhero. Yeah. But I would be one that like could decide mentally like whatever I wanted to have at the particular moment. Because I would want it all.
Yeah.
You're like, this doesn't work.
Like a genie.
Yes.
Sort of like a genie. I dream
without the minimum amount of
now.
Yeah, exactly. Without the minimum amount of like wishes or the lamp. I don't want to live in the lamp or be blue. But
now are we talking about now?
I don't know. That's so good. Listen, I'm going to have to dissect this question. This is so good. But ultimately, I would want to be like a superhero that's myself that gets to choose what kind of superpower I had given the circumstance.
That's good. That works. Because then nobody can tell you what you can't do.
Good.
Right? They can't hashtag tell you that you hashtag prove it. They can't say hashtag you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I love it. You're awesome. You're so awesome. This has been fun. So if our listeners wanted to come check you out, learn a little bit more about your book and your coaching and all of that good stuff, where do they find Sloane?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jen. They can go to sloaneketcham.com/you-can actually. Just hit up sloaneketcham.com. And for right now, we actually have my book free on my website. So go ahead, special for your friends. Go and get them. Starter girls, holler at ya. Go get the book for free on the website.
Awesome. And I'll be sure when this goes out, I'll put all your contact information in there so that they can check you out. I was having so much fun looking at your, like, I was telling my husband, I said, I love her like little media press thing that you had put together. It looks so good. And it's so authentic. I love it. It's just so authentic.
Thank you. Yeah. I will tell you if you have lettuce in your teeth. And don't ask me if your butt looks big in those jeans. Cause I was
going there, but I'll tell you if you have lettuce. No, that's good because you know what? There's nothing like you go to have a conversation and lettuce is on the front, stuck between, or cilantro or whatever, right? You want to know those things. Exactly. Yeah. Those are friends. Yeah. Because I'm like saying, I don't want to walk in somewhere and you saw that lettuce sitting in there and I went in there and started talking to somebody, right? I'm be like, Sloane, why didn't you tell me I had lettuce in my teeth?
Exactly.
This is why you're great. I love it. I love it. So yes, we will be sure we're going to put all your contact information in there so they can find you and grab her book. I'm going to check it out. I love it. Love it. So glad we connected on here. And so I'm going to wrap this up. What I want to say to our listeners, if you enjoy our podcast, please be sure you give us a rating on both iTunes or Facebook because we can't do this without you, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We want you in there so you don't miss anything. And with that, I'm going to wrap up with our mantra. And Sloane, stay on here. I want to chat with you real quick before we take off. So it's a great day to be brave. You might as well start now. You have the power to change your circumstances any day you decide. Let today be that day. Rise up, be amazing, be you, do you. All right, you guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We'll see you next time.